All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for another session of the Sports Influencer Roundtable. We are really, really pleased and honored to have with us, really, this is our first time talking to any female team. So we are excited to have Cedar Valley College women's basketball team in the house, kind of, sort of, in all our different locations.
EBC in the building. What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
Hey.
What's happening?
Hello. Hey.
How's everybody doing? Thank y'all so much for joining us on the Sports Influencer broadcast. I am Jabari Johnson. I'll be your host along with Christy Renee, who is our lovely director and co-host. We do this segment pretty much every day since quarantine has started. So this is probably day number 7 or 8, I think, for us. Doing broadcasts, we've had different coaches on and players and people from all walks of life coming on just to talk basketball, talk about their seasons, talk about the impact of coronavirus and a host of other things. So you guys, like she said, are the first women's program, and you know, you guys had a fantastic season led by senior head coach Latasha Roach. So I'm excited to hear the story, and we'll go ahead and open it up with Coach and give us an intro on who we got here and talk a little bit about what you guys did this year.
Talk about the blood pressure medicine or okay. So thanks for having me. I'm excited. You know, this is new for me as far as my first head coaching position in college. Obviously, I've been coaching, you know, at the high school about 4 years now, and then, you know, I was assistant coach at Paul Quinn for a year. But I'm happy. I'm excited, you know, to take on the role. It was a late hire in June of last year, but over the time, you know, I was brought in to talk about the assistant coach position, and whatever didn't work out right, you know, obviously wasn't happy about that decision, but obviously God had other plans. And then a week later, I get a phone call, you know, telling me, you know, something. I felt like, you know, why not have somebody that, I'm not from the South Oak Cliff area, but, you know, I feel like when it comes to the community, I'm all around. You know, went to school in Lincoln High School, and, you know, grew up over there in that era. So I just felt like, why not have somebody that knows the community, you know, have contact with the different coaches, and, you know, just kind of like, why not have somebody that's home instead of getting somebody that's, you know, not from around here, you know, like put me in that situation. So I was happy and excited about taking a role, and, you know, just now trying to build a team, build a staff or so. Obviously, you know, you getting hired as a head coach at a college in the middle of the summer. At that time, we all know that, you know, you got to get recruits and stuff from the fall going into the early spring, stuff like that. And I'm thankful that Jaden Johnson, she's a returner, and Kennedy Moore, returner, whereas I was able to rely on them day one, reaching out to JJ, is what I call her, Jaden Johnson. And, you know, she was just basically just been helpful, the whole time. And it's funny because how JJ told me about Kayla Payne. She was at another college, and it's kind of how whereas, you know, good things work, because I feel like it was a challenge. And like, oh my gosh, like, how, you know, I need some help, you know. So she reached out to her, and it's kind of like a domino effect, whereas I was getting girls brought in from the players, you know, trusting, you know, the new program, you know, things happen year before, whatever, and just trust and say, okay, it's a new lady coming up in here. They know what they've been through, you know, basically just have faith in me, and, you know, let's get the program running. And then, you know, just kind of, you know, reaching out to Zodrick, you know, definitely, you know, let him drive his stuff, whatever, great pickup, love him to death. I'm glad, because I feel like what I have with Zodrick, no other team has that, you know, and I'm thankful that I was able to land him over there with me. So I appreciate that. Coach Taylor, my sorority sister, Zeta Sorority Incorporated. Okay. So she one of my sorors reached out to me, you know, in the police academy, or police officer, and she told me she had a friend, you know, that used to be a police officer, but she's a bodybuilder and this, that, whatever, and she does strength and conditioning. Bam. Okay. So I reached out to Coach McKinney and brought her on. So I'm like, okay, like this got to get better. And then, you know, everybody knows Coach Millmore, you know, vet. And I feel like, you know, what to put the icing on the cake is having a vet to come over and kind of like help me. I'm still learning. I always tell my girls, I don't care how old you get or level you're on, you never can stop learning. And Coach Millmore came in, and like I said, I could turn to her, I could text her at night, calling her with, you know, from dealing with something, frustrated, whatever. She always kind of puts like the lid on, you know, it'll be okay, coach, you know. So I was like the friend to her, but she's the vet over all of us. She's been around longer in the DFW, been coaching, you know, she's a ball player. So that kind of made up the coaching staff at Cedar Valley College. And so here we are, months later, coming off a national trip. That was a journey. And
we'll get to that right here. But what I want to say is, so take me back. Wait a minute. You were a summer hire.
June.
You were a June hire, and you guys ended up having the season y'all had. That's less than a year.
Yeah.
That's a remarkable turnaround. I don't think I've ever heard of a junior college program having a turnaround.
D3 at that.
I mean, that's hats off to you, lady, just for that alone. I mean, in your first year, no players. You got hired in the summer, and you got to go out and put staff and get kids. And you guys were competitive. I'm seeing y'all ran through your conference, 8-0 in conference, back to the national tournament going to the national tournament for the first time in school history. I mean, you got talk about that and the season as a whole, and start with your conference play and move us on through the national tournament.
You know, I want to kind of let the returners. I'm gonna let Kayla Payne jump in because she came on to Cedar Valley. She's from also one of the area conference schools. I want to let the returners speak on, you know, what they, you know, first year the program came, and then where we at right now. You know, just I want to kind of let them chime in because they are the returners. Like, I feel like the program, if it weren't for them, I honestly feel like I don't know if it would have been a program this year. Honestly.
Absolutely, Kayla.
Well,
Jaden.
Yeah.
Oh, me? Okay. Mm-hmm. So last year, whenever I met Coach Roach, it was in the middle of the summer. And the whole summer, I'm like, well, I hope I can keep playing at Cedar Valley because we still don't have a coach. Like, I'm thinking, I don't know what's going on. And then she calls me, and I'm like, okay. And she's real focused, and she understands what we went through the past year. And so she's real keen on just taking care of us and what we want to do and our needs and our goals. And so everyone, because of what we went through the first year, we were so focused on, you know, having a good season and doing what we needed to do. And that's why we were able to stay focused and compete with everyone.
Miss Moore?
When I first met Coach Roach, she was a handful. She still is. So far, when we first started the season, it was rough because everybody was out of shape, and it was almost the starting of the season, and nobody really just worked out during the summer. So when we met Coach Taylor, she really broke us down. She broke like the whole team down the first day she came. She started being nice first, but she showed us once we got on the court like what it was going to be. But as far as the season, it was tough, but we ended up doing what we wanted to do. We didn't get what we wanted, but it was a good season.
All right. Now, Kayla, being a transfer from an area school, you know, talk about your experience and then coming over to Cedar Valley.
I mean, the transition was hard because of, you know, what Mountain View and Cedar Valley went through last year. But I wanted to come over to Cedar Valley. I had people in my ear, so I just reached out to Jaden and was like, hey, what's going on? Like, is there any way that you can talk to the coach and get me over there? And then it happened, and, you know, I talked to Coach Roach for the first time, and everything was fine. I liked it from jump, and then I just got everything going, and then met Coach Taylor and Coach Z along the way. And like Katie said, I mean, I didn't like Coach Taylor at first because she tried to kill us. She had us outside. I wanted to cry. Yeah, I mean, but it was all worth it in the end. I mean, we didn't get the results that we wanted, but we did something that no one else would be able to say that they did at Cedar Valley for the first year.
That's fantastic. Coach Taylor.
So pretty much.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Coach. Go ahead, Coach.
No, I was just saying, as far as just to kind of talk about the season itself, beginning of the first season, you know, we played against a lot of D1 schools. We played Temple, Weatherford, we played Collin County, we played Texas,
McLennan.
Ranger, Cisco, Odesso. You know, we got a lot of, you know, we played D1s in the beginning. And, you know, I guess for myself, I'm sure from Coach Z can speak on it, Coach No More, Coach Taylor, I just feel like, you know, not afraid to play against nobody, you know. We getting started. That's going to be a push, you know, for all of us, from the coaches, you know, to the players, whatever. So in my mind, you know, why not get that even the season coming up, whatever, you know, I've been getting phone calls, obviously, to play. Like, everybody want to play Cedar Valley. Well, we ain't going to run. You know, I'm with it. You know, my girls are graduating. They all sophomores. All of them, you know, got at least 4 or 5 coaches that's after them, probably more than that. But it's like, you know, we still building over here, so we're not going to run. And so the first half will be a lot of one schools because mind, like, you know, we're going to get prepared, but we play them to make sure we get and take her home, you know. That way they prepare us to go, you know, further is what we did. So we did clean out the conference 8-0, Mountain View and Richland with only 3 women's team. And then we went to Maryland and Bowie, Maryland, played the Southeast District Championship game. We beat them out. And then after that run, you know, we was able to go to Rockford, Illinois, and we was an 8-seeded team going 11-10. Who's, you know, I was like, man, they 24-0, 23-7. I mean, they just blow everybody out, you know, 60, 70, 80 points. I'm like, who they playing up there? But again,
Nobody.
So, you know, us coaches, even the girls, whatever, they was already on it. Okay, we're gonna play, you know, Massasoit, or what's the name? They number 1, they 24-0, this, that, whatever. Who they playing against? They was killing everybody. I'm like, do anybody score? So the whole issue was, okay, well, Cedar Valley College underdogs, 8C playing against the number 1 scoring offense team, but then we're the number 1 3-pointers. Okay, so Jaden is number 4 out of the 5 in NJCAA Division III. And then Caitlin Harbison, she's number 1. And then Elena, she's not feeling too good. Elena Rush, she's number 2. So it's kind of like the number 1 scoring offense team versus the number 1 3-point team.
I got all the shooters in Cedar Valley.
So, yeah. So it's kind of like, you know what, pick your poison. And, you know, I like defense. I'm a defense coach. You know, like I said, Zodrick kind of more of an offense, but it just comes together. Whereas Zodrick, I know offense come whatever. Zodrick got some in the hat for him, you know. And I feel like for the season or whatever, you know, you're working on both. You know, we're undersized. We only had 7 girls. And my post players, Kayla's 5'8", 5'9", and then Katie's 5'8", 5'9". Yeah, so we didn't even have, you know, the height when you consider post players, but, you know, we tell them all the time about the heart and determination. I think they played their best defense out of all those games, probably in Maryland. And then obviously, you know, going to Rockford, like, it just paid off when we least expected. But it's like, you know what, D3, Cedar Valley, whatever, like, we're going to make a name for ourselves. And I feel like, you know, I'm proud of it. They was crying and sad, you know, I kind of shed a tear, but it's like, you know what, like, we got to pick our heads up because we did a hell of a job. We did a good job, you know. I mean, one of my girls tore ACL the day before. Katie, you know, the referees, obviously adversity, you know how they go, Jabari. Mm-hmm. And other girl rolled her ankle. So it's kind of like you got 4.5 girls trying to finish out the semifinals game, you know. So it was a struggle, but that comes with, you know, 7 girls, you know, big hearts. We just, you know, it just kind of got to a point, who else coming off the bench, and we just didn't have that. But I know for sure, give us, you know, 5 healthy girls, like, we're ready for whoever, because I know these girls can bring a lot of heat, and they ready to play.
So I got a question. I want to shift just a little bit, only because, again, we never get to talk to the girls. I mean, I've been charged up in the gym a few times at the high school level, saying, "Why y'all ain't never at the girls' games?" Well, I mean, I'm
true.
But let me ask you this. Now, I have not ever seen, and maybe just because I don't know, a woman on a boys team coaching. So I am curious to hear from the male on a female, on a girls women's team. How is, first of all, there's 2 questions. There's two questions here. Coach Roach, you could probably answer the first one, which is what are your thoughts about, you know, the differences in basketball as far as men and women, boys, girls teams, and how, again, we don't see females on a boys team. And then Coach Green, I'd like for you to talk on just your experience as a male in this on the female basketball team at the college level.
Well, I'm just speaking on I'm just going to be real. because when it comes to female basketball, I think for me, being a woman myself, played obviously women's basketball, I feel like I can connect better, you know, and just everything about, you know, women's basketball, dealing with the players one-on-one, personal, you know, probably been through everything that they've been through, probably more, you know, so I feel like I can relate more and connect better coaching female basketball. And that's just, you know, that's just my thoughts on it. Now, I've never coached men basketball, even though I got 2 boys of my own. I don't think I can just deal with coaching guys. That's just not something I just can't do it. So,
Coach Green.
All right. Yes. I'm gonna go way back. I've been coaching female basketball for ages and just didn't nobody know it. I started some of the better girls teams back in the day a long time ago. So a lot of my girls are gone off, graduating college and you know, got their degree now. And my daughter was the catalyst of me coaching female basketball. She was a McDonald's All-American, Jordan Brand kid, played at Tennessee. Now she's transferring. We don't know where she's going yet. Who knows? I'm leaving that in her hands.
Shout out to my girl Zay. Shout out to my girl.
Yeah. So, but I coach the top Nike program, one of the top Nike programs in the country, DFW Elite. It's females, and we put over 500 kids in college, Division I colleges as well. So being around females and being around a female staff, it's challenging. It's very, very challenging.
What that supposed to mean?
Because you have to deal with emotions. And being a male, we don't carry our emotions on our shoulders. So that's something as a male coach you have to deal with females. Is you walk in the gym, I look at KD's face, I can tell what kind of practice I'm gonna have with KD. I walk in the gym, I look at Jaden's face, I can tell what kind of practice I'm gonna have with Jaden. You know, I can tell KP, I know, all her shins hurt today. We ain't finna get too much out of her today. You know, so it's just something. It was a gift, of course. I you know, God gave me a gift to better deal with the female aspect of basketball, and I love it to death. I cherish it. I enjoy every bit of it. I enjoy to watch these girls grow. When I first started working them out, I went home and told my son, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't know if we gonna win, man. I really don't know, because they were challenged in drills that, you know, that I just thought they should be able to do, and they weren't able to do it. But I thought about it. You know, I said, well, you know, nobody's really ever tried to develop these kids. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I went into development mode. I'm gonna make these girls better over the course of this period of the season. So, and I know at the end of the season, I was looking at them like, man, they don't even look like the same kids no more. They don't even look like the same girls no more. I mean, they just could do everything. You know, Lena's not on the line, but hey, listen, she couldn't go left if you could just jump all the way over to the right side of the floor, and she's still trying to go right.
I'm trying to go
right. Yeah. So, you know, and to see those kids, all of them got better, and all of them made other college coaches see their worth. I mean, they've always worked their butts off, so I could always appreciate that. But I had to scale back. I always had to control Roach's approach, because she would be a reckless nerve on things, and I'm like, listen, we got to build them up. That's all we got to do. They want to be built up. So it wasn't hard. We just had to slow our process down as coaches. And I know I got off point, but I don't like to talk too much on this, so I'm gonna get all mine out now. That way I can just shut up and be quiet. But overall, this season, collectively, as these girls go on and play at the other schools and next spots, they will do well. They have a good foundation, and they started something here at Cedar Valley that they will always be remembered by. They will always be able to come back to Cedar Valley and see their names in the trophy case, and done some things that nobody else has ever done, as Jabari said. And so I'm truly proud, and I truly appreciate Coach Roach for believing in my abilities of what I do. We like salt and pepper. You know, we can get on each other's butt, and we can take each other's criticism, and so we work well together. And you know, being a head coach, people thought, well, man, how you gonna be an assistant coach? Well, I don't get caught up in titles. I'm not a egotistical type of guy. So, you know, we coaching to win, and that was the common goal. And I believe that we pulled off a miraculous season. I think, like Roach said in the text the other day, Rockford they're terrified of Cedar Valley now because we going back. So
Oh,
trust me
going
on that.
back, definitely.
Great job, girls. Great job.
Yeah. And
Thank you,
let me
Coach.
just touch on what Zadrick said as far as the titles and stuff like that. You know, it was crazy when I brought Zadrick on, and it was out there that, you know, look at him, get off. It was out there that, you know, I selected Zadrick as my assistant coach, and it's just crazy how, you know, people in your ears, and you really don't, you hear more. It wasn't even like a 50-50, but, you know, you got Zadrick and he this and he that, whatever. I can just imagine people talking about, you know, Roach. They call me up on my last name, Roach, whatever. And it's sad that people want to keep you in the place where you used to be, you know, whereas the character, you know, whatever it is, whatever, nobody wants you to grow, you know. And again, whatever, when I hear about Zadrick and his mentality, but his passion, his drive, his patience, you know, that's the male version of myself. And I hear people, you know, asking a question about, you know, Roach, whatever, you know. So I'm like, you know what, he's a good fit, because when I heard people and the things they were saying, yeah, I want him over here, you know, because it's like, you know what, like, what are they afraid of, you know? And he came right on in, like he said, salt and pepper, whatever. He male, I'm a female or whatever. And again, with him having, you know, he's a man. And obviously, you know, it's different, the emotions and stuff like that. And my tolerance, his tolerance or whatever, it's kind of like, it worked out. You know, and again, it was just for the better for the team or whatever. And when it comes to titles and stuff like that, I could be at the game. My voice is not loud. Everybody hears Zadrick, and I'm okay with that. You know, like, okay, well, who we listen to, whatever. Hell, we here for the same reason. You know, I don't get caught up with, well, I'm your head coach, listen to me, this, that, whatever. To me, that's neither here or there. They don't have to be said. You know, he wants you to win. He's here for the right way. He's not telling you anything wrong, and vice versa. So on the bench at times, you come to our games, Zadrick on the other end, go down there, Zadrick, because he's loud. I'm on the end. I have no problem, because he's, you know, like what's the problem? You know, so I don't care, you know, whatever he's doing. I'm
Go to the other end of the bench and scream, Zadrick.
Yeah, man, because he's loud. And they were like, well, coach, we know we heard you. They closer. We heard Zadrick. What we do, you know what? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? We getting the job done. We got to call a timeout. Whatever the case may be, we're here for the same reasons, not trying to, you know, like I said, equal this and this, that, whatever. I'm not about that. And I just hope, you know, as far as the coaching, so they see how I am. I can leave practice. I can leave Zadrick in there. Okay, you know, I'm upstairs. I'm doing this, whatever. I'm good. They in good hands. Same thing with Coach Normore. She a vet. I already know, you know, she good. Leave them with Coach Taylor. You know, I don't have no worries when I leave practice, taking care of business for them. 99% of the time, whatever, my girls are good hands. They learning something. They telling me what they did. Okay, well, let me catch on. You know, so I definitely had a great coaching staff.
That's good. That's good. I know there's just got to be some of those. I'm glad you were able to talk about that, because there's always the stark differences between male, female. And Coach Green, I think you touched on it a little bit when you talked about, or no, Coach Roach, I think you did, just talking about being able to bring the different talents. And boys or men's basketball wouldn't even have to answer certain questions, because it's no thought about it. It's just that comes naturally, but it takes a lot more to dive into on the girls' side or women's side. Just about how you mixing up your coaching staff. So I think it's great. I think it sends a great message, and I think more attention needs to be put on, you know, the girls, even from a conditioning standpoint. Coach McKinney, they say he tried to kill him, and I think that's what they're used to on the boys' side, but they're just not used to it on the girls. So I think it's great. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and you know, Kayla Payne, she was selected, you know, second team All-American. Like we're still missing two. I think they kind of robbed us, but you know, it's all good. You know, I know my girls know what they're worth and things like that, or whatever. It shows. Definitely have an MVP sitting on the front of the screen. I'm not gonna tell her who it is, you know. But they let you know that I feel like our girls, they deserve a lot, and I think that we have not have not presented to them as far as they, you know, awards for the conference and things like that. But it's like, you know what, you better make sure I put my whole team in that bucket. Every last one of them deserves something, with his first team, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, all that, you know, I mean, we deserve it. You know, we 8-0 in the conference itself. To me, that says a lot, you know, and stats don't lie, you know, the character and stuff like that. So I just feel like, you know, I'm going to go fight for my girls, and I might lost the battle sending a message to the committee for the division or whatever, but it's like, you know what, it's all good. If my two that I feel like should have made it on the All America, they didn't make it or whatever, that it's okay, but it was well deserved, with Kayla Payne being nominated, and then Elena Russ, obviously she was named first team all tournament. So that was good that, when we left out of there, getting emails and phone calls that we didn't know Cedar Valley College, y'all put it out there that we know who you are now. So that was good.
I think we just need to all give a shout out to we got the best athletic director in the country.
Oh yes, Crossy.
At Cedar Valley, we got the best athletic director in the country. So Crossy is he's one of the most personable guys I've ever had to work with. You know him, Jabari?
Yeah, I know Crossy.
Yeah, man, that's a great guy, man. He's an awesome guy. He's about our program. He's about the girls' program growing. He's the reason why there's women's basketball, a conference now, and he's going to steady get it formed. He's steady getting more teams to come on. So we're four, right? Well, we're four now. Well, we're Cedar Valley, Mountain View, Richland. We're three now. So we got, I feel like he's going to get North Lake going. I feel like he's going to get Eastfield going. I feel like he's going to get these programs going because he's been after this for a while now. And so I just want to give him a shout out because you talking about getting taken care of like a Division I. We got taken care of like a Division I in Maryland and in Chicago. We got taken care of. And if you girls have anything to say differently, y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself because I wasn't expecting to get taken care of like that. I really wasn't. I really wasn't. I had my little budget. I had my little budget McDonald's money and Burger King money for the dollar menus. I was ready. But we didn't never have to go in our pocket. We didn't never have to go in our pocket for nothing.
Right. And you say that, what's crazy because we're on a trip and the girls, I don't know if they know, I'm mad telling Zodrick because I'm texting mad because Coach Crossy will coach the girls to be down, let's find a massage parlor. He all about, he was ready. Anything that they wanted, they could eat all day. Like he was so ready to take, he takes care of them. And it just feels good that you have a director that he's really is for the program. Like he loved the program. Anything that I want, anything I need. I sent him, I think, like an $8,000, $9,000 quote for next year. Because, we're getting a new locker room. Hey, new locker room because everybody else got one. I want another color jersey. I can tell you what color it is. Or just things that I asked for. It's always a yes. He never told me because in my mind, these girls work for it. They work for it and they deserve it. Everybody got this way because I want it too, and I'm gonna get it. So and he's always a yes person, and I appreciate that. But it's because the damn and what they put in, is well deserved.
And that's awesome news. I'm so excited to hear that. Because anytime you're trying to build a program, it always starts at the top, even above the head coach. Your athletic director, your boss, whoever you're reporting to has to be on that page with you guys. So, Jaden Johnson, tell me a little bit about your most memorable moment of this historical season that you guys had.
I think winning the regional tournament or the regional game was probably the most memorable moment. Beating but yeah, because yes, Prince George, beating Prince George was probably the most memorable moment because we had all, we knew we didn't come there to lose, and they were off free throws, so it was really just by the grace of God that we won the game. And we all just ran in, just started crying. Yeah, that was probably
Yeah, I had to hold them all up, Jabari. They was females. Females was all in tears.
Hey, man, anytime you win a regional tournament, championship, anything, you're supposed to cry after that. Male, female,
I told them that. Yeah, I told them that. I told them why does everybody, before we left here, I told them people cry when they win, and the first reason they cry is because of all they've been through.
Yeah.
It's just so much joy from it, and it comes out as tears because I remember my daughter winning state her sophomore year, and the first thing she did was fall to the floor and start crying, and everybody crying on top of her, and they all just crying. I mean, it was just the joy of it, you know what I'm saying? And so when I saw that girl miss that second free throw, man, I just, man, I had my breath held. I was, hey, man, you know, we praying against her. You know, we everybody, man, she missed it, man, and we got the ball, and man, the clock went off, and I was the
Crazy.
man. I hadn't been that happy in a long time, man. Just knowing what all we had been through to get to that point, saying we're going to national. So I can agree with Jayden. That was a very memorable moment, and I will always remember that one too, because I got videos of y'all acting a fool. So I always look at that stuff. So yeah, that's great, Jayden. That's real good.
Coach Terry,
Yes,
talk
sir.
about your most memorable moment of this historical season.
Oh, well, unlike Coach, I'm one of those females that's not real emotional. I got that normal mentality. So when they began the season, they telling the truth. They were out of shape. I couldn't believe it. And so with Coach Roach having high expectations, Coach McKinney coming in and Cedar working the girls, they got better. And there were a lot of come to Jesus moments.
Ooh.
Yes, a lot of those meetings, because, you know, if you have high expectations, you expect your players to rise. And they did. They came through.
They did.
So you know, there were games that they were down, and then we would look up and they would find a way to win. So that was real. That was a blessing. Yeah.
Wow. Coach Taylor, how about you? Your most memorable moment of this historical season?
Most memorable. I'd honestly say probably just the transition of them starting initially and then how they just ended up at the end. I mean, we all saw some craziness when they first started the season, and it was just everybody's mind was kind of everywhere. That's coaches, that's players. Everyone was just kind of trying to get into the flow of things. So just to see our whole transition from where we first started all the way to the end, me being a first-time strength and conditioning coach, that was, to me, just kind of an amazing transition. I'm all about, you know, trying to make something better. I'm performance. So when I see all the hard work that was put in on everybody's account and how we ended up with the victory, that was my best part.
Jabari, I gotta say, man, my most memorable moment is when I told them going to Rockford we was gonna pop the #1 team in the country, and we popped their head. That was my most memorable moment. Everybody know I said we were gonna pop them, and we popped them.
Wait a minute, Coach Z. You told them y'all were gonna win that. Y'all were gonna pull that upset off.
I told them before we got on the airplane.
Sure did.
Okay.
But we already knew it.
Yeah.
Well, and I just feel like, well, you know what we did, because again, for what we know, and I guess the saddest moment is watching. You know what? I'm not afraid to I guess look at defeat or failure. And I felt like we stayed in championship game, and I'm like, are you serious right now? So the level of competition is nothing on us, you know. And I just feel like I hate that. If we had, you know, at least one more healthy person, you know, we would have brought the ship home. But watching the two teams for the championship, I think that's like the most, you know, obviously I'm looking, because I didn't want to turn my back or walk away from. I'm just going to sit here and just watching it. It is what it is, but it's just kind of like, whereas I can't believe that these teams made it. I mean, you know, I can't believe it, you know, and they did, but it's like, that was like, I guess the worst of it, just actually watching them and our girls crying and stuff, because like they supposed to be here. Like this is supposed to be them playing. And I know we would have won, because the level of competition up there, y'all beat everybody else by 90 points and stuff like that. Ain't nothing, you know, ain't nothing. You know, so that's what. But for me, I guess just overall, from where we started from, again, the coaches, I was just in disbelief. You know, girls coming into college, you know, like the level where we had to actually like back and start from. I was like going in, okay, this, that, whatever, and what I saw, I was like, damn, you know, like you got. Step back. And Coach McKinney, like Coach Roach this and Coach Zodrick, you know, everybody like, you know, because I just couldn't believe like the level they was on when we started. I just couldn't believe it, you know. I'm not saying that was bad, but it just kind of like where they should be. And I'm like, patience that Zodrick has, obviously I don't have the patience. Coach Taylor, the patience she has, and obviously Coach Noble. So they helped me to have patience with trying to build a program, because I was just kind of like, are you serious right now? You know, okay, like, obviously I can't give, I'm not a quitter, but it's like, I just couldn't believe it. So it took for them to kind of, you know, help me, you know, you got to take steps back. You can't just, you know, it's not full speed. You got to take some step back and start kind of like A through Z not in the middle, but you have to like start from A to Z. And I'm like I said, overall or whatever, from where we started at, it's like I'm just happy, with the what the outcome was. I really am with these girls. I really am, because they wanted it so much. They worked so hard. Whether it's hour and a half practice, two hours, me having meetings every day. It's always something. But I think that for the most part, they see that I meant good, and they know I'm big on character and how that's going to follow them in the long run.
KP, the most memorable moment of this historical season from you guys?
Probably beating the number 1 team, because I knew we were coming in the underdogs, and just walking past everybody, it was just kind of the look that they gave us, and it was just like, oh, so they expecting us to just come and just give them the game. And I, like, before the game, I texted everybody individually and was like, look, we didn't come all this way to lose. Like, I encourage everybody, and like the last few seconds, I looked up there and I was like, dang, y'all, we did it. Like, we beat them. Like, we won. Like, no one thought that we could, but hey, we did it. Now it was just like on to the next, because, it was a tough season with me, with my shins hurting, but my teammates were always there. Like, are you okay? You good? Like, Jade, in every practice, I'd be in pain. She'd come over there and she'd be like, KP, are you good? Yeah, I'm fine, whatever. But, I think that was the...
Oh, she on mute now.
And Kennedy, how about you?
I can say the Prince George game, because when she made the first free throw, wait, did she miss them? I don't know what she did, but I started crying.
She missed both of them.
I started crying because that wasn't a foul at all. Because it was real close. There was no foul. They just gave it to her because under her condition, I understand, but that's just not how you play the game. So when she missed both of them, I was just crying at the free throw line before she even shot. So when she missed both and Bree caught the rebound, I tipped it to Bree. I tipped it. I was excited. I was excited because I never experienced that moment before, so it was new to me.
Oh, you said with her condition? Ooh.
Most memorable moment for me.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic. So I have a question, and this is a little bit off topic, but I need to know who has the best TikTok game on the team.
Ooh.
Honestly,
Elena.
Yeah, I was about to say it's probably Elena.
Elena, stay on TikTok.
I've seen with a TikTok.
Yeah.
Elena and Katie, because Katie sent one the other day, so it's really both of them neck to neck.
I was at work doing it.
Hey, I just got on TikTok, so give me a minute.
Okay. So what have y'all been doing now that we hadn't been able to move? No basketball. You pretty much sheltering in place right now. Kayla, what's been your lifestyle like every day since it's been happening?
Wake up, shower, do homework all day, binge watch Netflix. Not much I really can do. Like I said, I just got back from San Antonio seeing my mom, but other than that, that's about it. Just been doing homework all day.
Okay. Jaden, how about you? What you been doing to keep yourself occupied?
Same thing. Go outside, maybe dribble the ball in the street. That's about it. I got a new car, so I'll go drive just because.
Okay, hey.
Okay. Kennedy?
That's about it.
What you doing to
I stay at work. So I go to work, come home, do homework, and I might go either walk around the neighborhood or go run with my friend. Or I'll be working out with Coach Taylor now. So, I died yesterday, but I came back.
Resurrection.
Coach Taylor is killing y'all, I see.
Always. Nothing new.
Yeah, my
First day I saw Coach Taylor walk through the door, I
We were
knew
all
she was on Taylor.
We were all looking around like, no.
Wait, Coach
Could
Z
be.
gotta do the walk. He gotta do the impression.
So who has the best Coach Taylor impression?
Coach Z.
Coach Z. Do too much.
He has the best anybody impression.
Give me your best Coach Roach and Coach Taylor impression, Coach Z. Come on.
Oh man. I see here. Coach Taylor, I just got to show y'all. Hold on. Hold it. Hold the ball right there. All right. Hold it straight. Right. Here we go. You see my arms? Can you see me?
Yeah.
That's it right there, baby. That's it right there.
That's it.
Hey, first time I seen her, Jabbar, I was like, dang, she big.
What's up,
Lil Z waited till he got in the truck. He say, Daddy, that one coach buff, man. She real buff.
Coach, do Joy.
What about Roach? Give me a Roach. Coach Roach.
Coach Roach, one of her favorite plays, man. Let me say it. Let me say it like she said. 32 Lena! 32 Lena!
That's my favorite play, because guess what? You know what? One thing about Lena, she can shoot that three, so I'm like, set her up. Lena, she can pop it. She said, Coach, I'm going to give you 10 threes. You know, she going to at least 80%. She can shoot, so hell, give her the ball. Let her set up and shoot it. Or she can shoot that rock.
Oh, that's right. Well, thank you guys so much for being a part of this broadcast. I'm honored. I'm humbled to have such a great group of young ladies to bless us on this platform. Before we get out of here, I want the three young ladies that are on, to leave us with your best piece of advice for that young lady following in your footsteps and wanting to be where you are one day.
Ooh, let me go first.
Kennedy, we'll start with you.
Have the patience for Coach Roach. Have the patience. Let her get it out first. But once you get used to it, it's gonna be fun and games. But when it's on the court, it's just straight business and running. If you ain't up for that, just don't even sign up for it.
and I'm sure that advice goes to whether the young person is going to play for Coach Roach or any other coach for that matter. Jaden, how about you?
I would say just stay focused and focus on basketball, and just don't take anything personal. Everything's basketball, and then you'll be fine.
Okay. KP?
What they said as well, and also just learn to say, okay. Don't talk back, even if you think that the coach is wrong. Just, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, and just go on about what you're doing. Don't argue back, because it's not going to get you nowhere. It's not. Especially with Coach Roach. You're not going to win that argument.
Hey, Coach.
But you know what's crazy? You know what I think in the end, though? I think that, anything that I block, I feel like, the attention might came out this way, but if you get to know me as a person, you know that anything that I block, it meant you some good. And I told them the other day, something I want to share with them, especially an individual person, but I just feel like the maturity level is not there with a lot of them yet. So sometimes you can't just be that transparent. But anything that I blocked from, something happened to them, whether it's going out here or going here or whatever, I just feel like, it was for the best of them. Nothing, it's nothing that I'm doing is going to benefit me, as far as on that level. I just feel like, one day in a time in the future, whatever, I can go back to, or KP, let them know the reason why I said this right here because of this reason. But right now, I feel like it's not the time, because I feel like the maturity level is not there. But anything that I block for them is for them. Because in my mind, when I look at basketball, when the basketball starts bouncing, it's a future out there. Everybody not going to make it, outside. You go play basketball, get your education. When the ball starts bouncing, you got to, think something else. And that's the mind frame. You play basketball, it's business, but outside of here, they already know how I'm going to come to the academics and books and stuff, So that's what I look at as far as their future.
So leave us with this as we close, Coach. What's your message? Let's say I have a 17-year-old high school recruitable prospect. Why should she come to Cedar Valley?
I feel like in this time frame right about now, if she has not committed anywhere, it's time to do some self-evaluation. Sometimes, you think I should go D1, and at the time it's not the case. It could be from grades, the skill set, fundamentals. It's something that where you're not, right as of in April, that you have not committed anywhere. Allow me to get you where you need to be. Whether it's academic wise, come take care of your business when it comes to the books, you know, the grades. Maybe your grades are not there, you know, come to Cedar Valley where you can play basketball, something you love to do, and get your 1 year, 2 years in. And that way give you a chance to get exposed. A lot of my girls getting looks from Xavier, Roger State. I mean, it's just so many schools that I can't even name, whereas you took a chance to Cedar Valley College and getting your grades up, number one. All my girls online right now, they like at a 3.5, 3.6. You have a real high GPA with my girls. So academics was first. And, you know, come to Cedar Valley College, you know, don't think of D3 or that's a small school or whatever. Come there to get your, you know, get your skill set together, you know, get your grades together. I guarantee you when you leave after 2 years, you're going to have a future ahead of you, you know. So step out on faith and just, you know, just give it a chance.
Well, all right. That'll do it for this Sports Influencer Roundtable session with the Cedar Valley Women's Basketball Program. Ladies, thank you guys so much for joining us, as well as Assistant Coach Zadra Green. Thank you guys for joining us on the broadcast. Good luck, and we will be seeing you guys next season.
Thank you. And make sure y'all come to our games, okay? Come to our games, you know, put us out there, okay?
Yes, we will be at the games next year. Coach, make sure you give me that schedule, and we're going to be there.
All right. Thanks for having me. Thank you,
Appreciate
guys.
you, J-Bone. All right, Christy.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, y'all.
All right, everybody. Be great. Y'all stay safe. Stay safe.
All right.
Stay away.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
You too.
Bye.
Okay.